On the screen with me is a complaint that was literally filed today, June 22nd, 2023. And this was filed in New Jersey State Court, specifically the Superior Court of New Jersey, Hudson County. The law firm that filed this complaint was Zemel Law LLC, and the signing attorney was Daniel Zemel. The plaintiff is Carlos Herrera, and the defendant is AT&T. So that alone makes this noteworthy, but otherwise, this is a fairly standard complaint for website accessibility. Um, and I'm going to scroll down, and as I'm scrolling down, I'm going to read paragraph 6. It says, upon visiting defendant's website, AT&T.com, plaintiff quickly became aware of defendant's failure to maintain and operate its website in a way to make it fully accessible for himself and for other blind or visually impaired people. And then scrolling down, we are going to look at the actual claims of inaccessibility named in the complaint. And then, so we'll go to paragraph 21, and it says, as a result of visiting the website, plaintiff is aware that AT&T.com includes multiple barriers for making it impossible for himself and any other visually impaired or blind person from enjoying access to the app's content equally to that of a sighted user. So one interesting note here is that it says in the second to last line, it says the app's content, but above it says AT&T.com, and it says as a result of visiting the website. So that appears to be a contradiction, but maybe he's referring to visiting the website on a mobile device and then referring to it as an app. I don't know, but that's just something that I picked up on. In paragraph 22, it says, for example, many features on the website fail to accurately describe the contents of graphical images, fail to properly label title. This is verbatim from the complaint. Fails to distinguish one page from another, contain multiple broken links, contain headings that do not describe the topic or purpose, and contain text that is not read. Okay, so this is a common theme amongst plaintiffs' law firms is they will name accessibility issues generally, but they will not specify how the website actually houses these accessibility issues. So, for example, how when the plaintiff was on the website, these accessibility issues existed specifically. Where were they? What you know? What was the process that led up to the discovery of this accessibility issue? So we only know these issues broadly, so it's only of mild help to someone who would be a defendant in trying to identify these issues. Because in this case, we know the listed domain name AT&T.com, but we don't even know what URL is being alleged where these accessibility issues existed. So it makes it difficult. Obviously, more specificity would be much better, but this is very common among the claims that I look at. It's usually only the claims by themselves. It's not actually how, where and where it happened and how it existed. Some plaintiffs' law firms do actually include screenshots, which is helpful. I've also seen links or at least URLs to videos where you can see the accessibility issue replicated, and the plaintiff's law firm will have that documentation. But in this instance, all we have to go by is this one paragraph, and it's a very general one. But again, this is a common theme. So I wanted to take a look at this because I have not come across this plaintiff's law firm before. But let's see, I think it was Zemel Law, was it? Zemel, yeah, Zemel Law. So this is covering Zemel Law. One last thing I want to add is that I have an ADA compliance course, and in this course, it will tell you exactly, the lessons tell you how to find and fix the most commonly claimed accessibility issues in litigation. So the accessibility issues that the most active plaintiffs law firms or the most recent plaintiffs law firms have been claiming, those issues, there are 15 primary issues and then a few additional that I've added to the course since I released it. But those issues are in the course as lessons. And in the lessons, I tell you how to find the issues and then how to fix those issues so that you can significantly lower your risk of ever being involved in litigation. So I'll link to the course below, and that's it for this video.